All right, we're back again with another episode of Roofer Reflections. I'm really excited to have Ross on the show. Ross, thank you for coming on the show.
We're great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Your early background, I don't always talk to, someone that's, I guess, a brain scientist. Would that be correct? Your original background?
Sort of. I mean, it's not the term that's typically used, but we could throw that around for fun.
I love it, especially talking to people with different backgrounds that come into the roofing industry. What were your early interests?
Early interest was biopsychology and neuroscience, so it's basic research. Working with cells and cells of brains to understand behavior.
Yeah, for sure. And where did that lead you?
That was government and grant funded, and so we had a grant that was accepted. Ran pushed through that grant, did the research, and so the funding essentially ran out. And at the time, I was just looking at sort of local places, and I ended up at a company called Airgas. Wore a lot of hats there. So Airgas is essentially manufacturing plants across the country, and they're in the compressed gas business, and so we're packaging and forcing a lot of gas into these cylinders that everyone sees at hospitals and biotech places, and sort of moved up the ranks. Started off as a coordinator and then a service manager, and then started to build processes and SOPs. And before I knew it, I was managing a couple of actual manufacturing plants. So it was an incredible experience for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So from sort of gas to somehow you made it into the software world. How did that work?
Yeah. So it really worked. It really happened due to a change in leadership, right? So in our region, in the Chicago area, Midwest area, there were two people at the top of our region, which really everybody loved. And those two people changed positions and moved on. And so a lot of the sort of middle management, which I was, that they trained and brought on, just wasn't happy with the new leadership, and many of us sort of left. And I just wanted to do a complete change of career at that time. And so my brother, of all people, in a different state, said he has a friend who's looking for someone to help him learn about commercial roofing. He's built his own software, and so I gave it a try. So I wore many hats. I did sales. I learned about SEO. I learned about marketing. I learned about follow up. Like you name it. And during that time, I was also learning what an inspection is on a commercial roof, right? So all things about commercial roofing as well. Part of my job was to also understand what our competitors were doing. And during that time, I had learned that a competitor was actually pretty close to me, and that ended up being FCS, and as we know it today is Java. So the place that I was at, I really couldn't grow and scale. So after a while, wearing those too many hats, I just felt like I was struggling, and I was starting to learn about our competitors. So I went and interviewed for FCS in 2017, and I spent the next 6-7 years there working with hundreds of contractors, having literally tens of a couple of many thousands of conversations with contractors as well. So at that point, I really started to understand what their issues were, what their bottlenecks were, what their challenges were. And I kind of had this unique position there after a while, which was I was working with the developers to help our contractors who are using the software really use it to the fullest, and talk to them about improving the software. So I was sort of that middle person that was really kind of making that happen for a lot of the newer developments. And that was great. I felt great in that seat. I felt like I was consulting in that seat, and yeah, I was really happy there.
What's made you stay in the industry this long?
That's very, very simple, and that's the people we work with. I mean, I loved it from day one, from the first company I worked for, really small, where it's just the two of us, me and the developer. And then my time at FCS is just working with those customers, having a little bit of a different lens from having so many conversations and working with so many contractors. It was easy to consult with them and sort of build things with them. I really love, building process and things of that nature with them. So that's been by far the best part.
If someone came up to you that was looking for, various, possibilities, opportunities in the roofing industry, what sort of advice would you have for them?
Honestly, I would say, the industry is getting better every day, and it is a big enough industry that anyone can really dive in and find the place within the industry that they're passionate. The people everyone I've met has been so amazing. So that's not a challenge, but just find the role that interests you the most, and you would be surprised the impact that one person can make on such a big industry. We're never going to run out of roofs, right? You can have as many people as you need or you want in a market, and there's still going to be enough roofs that all these contractors could take care of. So you don't have to worry about a ceiling whatsoever, right? And so there's plenty to be excited about.